Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and welcome back to my channel where I make a lot of cake and cookie decorating tutorials as well as give a lot of baking business tips. And I know it has been a minute since I actually posted a video fully dedicated to baking business tips. So I hope you can glean some useful information if you're looking to start a home baking business or just refine some of what you're doing in 2024. I ran a home baking business for over 10 years, and I also worked at a bakery storefront. So that is where all of my advice is going to be coming from. Keep in mind that much of it is just anecdotal and based on experiences. I don't have a degree or anything in business, so take it with a grain of salt. The order that you see me working on today, and I say order in quotations because I don't do orders anymore, but this was for my husband's coworker, and she requested a Friends themed cookie set for her daughter's birthday. So enjoy the cookie decorating visuals as I tell you everything that I would do in 2024 to make my home baking business a success. Realistically, things like finding a supplier are really hard for someone that's just a small home baking business. You're not going to be going out and buying things in bulk from huge companies that require you to have a business license straight out the gate. And the reason that I'm specifically talking about things like this is because you're going to get some aunt or uncle or somebody else that thinks that they know about business at all, and they're going to tell you things like needing to find things like this. And the truth of the matter is there's no way that a singular person is going to be able to use up that much of a supply in a year's time that they're going to need to go to these lengths. So my advice to you is make sure that before you settle on where you're going to buy your flour, your sugar, your icing sugar, that you have used those particular brands over and over again and that they are the most effective in your recipes. And then after you've chosen exactly which brands that you like to use, then you should start going hunting around at your local grocery stores to see who actually sells that at the cheapest price and at something that is most readily available. I say this only because in 2024 specifically, I have noticed a change in suppliers and things not being as readily available as they normally are. That being said, though, there are always the stores that I can count on that always seem to have their supply in stock. So just make sure that you do your due diligence because nothing is worse than rushing out and going to get ingredients, maybe last minute, maybe you took on a last minute order and then not being able to get the things that you need. This can really derail everything and it can cost you several hours. Now, moving away from talking about the actual ingredients in the bake itself, let's talk about your decorating products. The reason that this popped into my head is because as I was making this order, I finally learned how to work with the new meringue powder that I have. I ordered from this one supplier all the time, so I always had this meringue powder on hand, but they stopped making it. So now I have to rely on this new meringue powder that I have. I don't do orders, so it's not that big of a deal. But let's say I was doing orders and I ran out of that old meringue powder, which I knew how to work with. I knew the timing of all of it. And then I had to suddenly switch to a different product, which behaves completely differently on the fly as I'm doing an order. That would be a major problem. So my advice to you and my past self would be to order a lot of a decorating product, especially if it doesn't expire and if you really love it. That way, if it does get discontinued or they stop making it, as you're running a bit lower on your supply, you can always go out and start experimenting with other things like other meringue powders so that you can test it out, try it out, and make sure that you know how to work with it before actually putting it on an order. If you watched my last video where I made the Inside Out 2 cookies, you might have remembered me talking about how everything was going wonky all over the place. I have worked with royal icing for so many years, and I thought I knew what I was doing, but when I was working with this meringue powder, it looked like it was holding exactly as it should for a pipe and flood consistency, but it just looked that way. As soon as you put it on, and then I tried to use my dehydration trick with it too, it just started spreading everywhere. So we definitely don't want any of those disasters when we're making orders because as we know, one little mistake here, one little mistake there, that is time, money, and your stress level going up. Once you're well established in where and how you're going to be ordering your supplies or gathering your ingredients, then it's time to take orders. And this is probably the part that is the most important, because when you are taking orders, you need to be so specific. I've talked about this before. I've talked about exactly what it is that you need to be asking. But one of the things that I would personally change is I would set a lot more parameters. I think when I first started cake and cookie decorating, it was really, really popular to watch the show Cake Boss, and Buddy would always talk about how this thing would be made from start to finish with all of the client's input, and then he would also add his own creative spin. And while that sounds absolutely fantastic, and what a way to get your creativity out there, I think it's really, really unrealistic when it comes to running an actual baking business where there are no cameras and nobody else to help you. And I say this because customers often have a hard time visualizing things. So when they come into your bakery asking for a specific thing to be made with a picture in hand, they are almost 1,001% expecting you to come out with that picture. And even though you might say something like, I can't make it exactly like this, but I can make it something like this, that still might not suffice. And I used to give the advice to use those exact phrases in order to avoid disappointment. But I don't know if people are just changing or expectations are changing because of social media. But I've seen time and time again, people get burned even with that type of wording. So personally, what I would do is I would have a few set designs. More and more, cake trends are actually moving away from that 3D carved cake look unless you're seeing really insane projects being made on social media. I would say for the most part, people are looking for a buttercream cake, 1 tier, 2 tiers, 3 tiers with some decor on it. Limiting choice is also going to make it so much easier to streamline everything. You're going to be able to take on more orders at once because things are so streamlined, but you'll also be able to make things customized, obviously colors, names, ages. And of course, I do still recommend making things like fondant figures if that is something that is within your wheelhouse. I just think that having too many options really makes people anxious, overzealous, and then it also makes them have these really unrealistic expectations. When you have a stock kind of cake with a stock base price and some decor on your cake, this is also going to help define your style, and it's really going to give your customer base an exact picture of what you are all about and what your product is all about. Having some decor on that stock base price is very important because I used to have just stock prices for 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, but it would just be a naked cake. When you start putting on that decor and that level of decor and then telling people, no, this is literally what you are going to pay for this, it really makes things a lot clearer. Because I get the feeling that a lot of times customers just think we are making up prices on the spot. And to be honest, I do think that quoting for cakes can feel a little bit like that. So this will really help you, especially if you have troubles quoting on the fly. Limiting what you offer will also ensure that your emailing back and forth won't take so long. And trust me, those emails and those messages add up. And because you're not going to have somebody that takes care of all the administrative work because you are that person, you need to save as much time as possible to focus on actually pumping those orders out. The other thing I would do specifically in 2024 is get my clients to pay for all of their packaging or bring their own packaging. Now, I say this specifically because in Canada, if we're having to pay 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents every single time we want a bag from anywhere, I think it's okay for smaller businesses to do this too. Packaging is not cheap at all. And I actually did start doing this towards the end of my baking business, but I would tell people to bring things like Ziploc containers if they don't want to have to pay for a boxing fee. And I completely understand the argument of we'll just work that packaging fee into the cost of the cake as is. And while I do think that that would be an okay idea, things have been changing so rapidly in the past 2 years when it comes to how much things cost that it would be almost impossible to keep up with that. Plus, I do like the idea of giving the customers an option on what they would like to do and where they would like to spend their money. Because even though it's just a few cents here or there, I am definitely the person carrying all of my groceries in my arms when I've forgotten my reusable bag. It also just saves money for the baker as well because we have to buy lots of different types of packaging. And if you're not buying them in bulk and just having them on hand, and honestly, who has the space for all of that in their home, then you're having to buy things individually, and individual boxes are very, very pricey. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye!